Hello and welcome to day 14. I'm wearing different glasses again today. These are my new prescription. They are not my new glasses. Well, they are, but they're not my proper new glasses. This is a spare pair that I bought online. So no fancy stuff with the lenses. They are very focal, but they're not thinned. Let me show you. Definitely not thinned. Oh, can you see? Yeah. And they don't change colour like my proper glasses will do. But I needed a spare pair since some dye splashed up into my face when I was dyeing yarn. I became anxious for my new glasses. Well, any glasses really. What is going on with that bit? And I wanted a spare pair to keep in the glove box of the car, just in case. So I have these. They are fine. The prescription is spot on. They're not the grade of very focal that I normally have, but I can manage with them perfectly well. I've walked up and down stairs and not fallen over. I just need to adjust them a little bit. I did some this morning, but they just need to come in a bit. They're a bit on my head. Right, knitting stuff. Yesterday I was supposed to be knitting on, not that one, this one. I didn't get much done. I didn't get much done at all. I got that much done. Partly that was because my friend came and we had lunch and we chatted, and that really was only for an hour because it was her lunch break from work. So I can't blame that. What I can blame, and what I must make myself accountable for, is the fact that I cast on 2 new things. Now, don't yell at me, because they're not new things, they are replacement new things. See what I mean? A bit low. For the 2 latest projects that I pulled down, Advent projects. Right, one of them, this is the one I've been longing to start. It's the one that I was making with the Discreet Unicorn, and I pulled the cowl down. Well, I'm making another cowl, and this is it. So what I'm doing is holding the yarn double and using it with a DK, a black DK. Now, I have to give, what's the word? Nancy sparked this idea in my head. Nancy has the Kitty Scrapper podcast. I haven't had a coffee yet today. I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was something, and she said neons with black. Yes, I do remember. It was the Hibernitalong for this coming Hibernitalong, and she was saying she'd seen one that was done in black with neons and how pretty it was, and that sparked the idea in my head. So I'm holding the yarn double, and I'm using. Whoa, it's very lively, excuse me. Yarn Smith's Create double knitting from Wool Warehouse. It's 100% acrylic. It is incredibly soft, probably the softest acrylic I have felt. And I am, of course, mixing it with a wool of some description. So what I'm going to do when it comes to washing and blocking it is I will just treat it as if it's all wool. So I won't steam block. I'll give it a gentle soak in some Eucalan and spread it out to dry. So that's that. Another idea that I've half-inched from Nancy. Obviously I had pulled the original project down, hang on, and I didn't have the bags that the project was in. So, if you watch Nancy's podcast, she's showing her minis by holding them up. I think I've got two around the wrong way, I'm not sure. On a knitting needle. And I suddenly remembered that when I was trying to work out, and I did do this in the dark, so I might have to switch them around a little bit. I was trying to work out how the progression of colours went. So I put them on this. This is the needle I was knitting the original cowl with. And so I thought, well, if I put them on here, then what I can do is go through each ball from start to finish. After this, they're all in numbered bags, but I'm quite pleased with this idea. I'm going to sit like this for a minute and hope that it becomes my thumbnail. If not, I can get a screen capture and make it my thumbnail. You're all laughing at me now, aren't you? You know that won't be my thumbnail. No matter what I do to try and get something aesthetically pleasing, I always end up going like this. That'll be the thumbnail now, you wait. So I cast that on and I got a little bit involved in that. Oh, what I should say is they're 10 gram minis and I'm dividing them into 2 5 grams to make them double, obviously. And then as each one runs out, I'm going to rush and join the next pair on so that they all just fade seamlessly into each other. Right. I suppose we could look at what the next colour for that will be after the orange, couldn't we? So this is it. Rustle warning. I remembered. Discreet Unicorn. This is their 2022 advent that I bought in a friend's de-stash. I tell you that every time, just in case somebody has got this year's and is going, well, that's not the same as mine. I like to make sure that, you know, this was actually last year's. I have ordered next year's already. Oh, I like this one. Actually, there's not a single one I've taken out yet that I haven't said. I like this one. Look at this, day 14. I should also say, I'm using the pattern for the Morrison scarf, but I'm planning to make it into a cowl rather than a scarf, because I don't think it's going to be long enough to be a scarf, because they're 10 grams that I'm reducing to 5 grams. So I've only got the meterage for 5 grams. Is that making sense? So what I did was, can't say too much, I know it's a free pattern, but I don't want to give too much away. You cast on a number of stitches for the scarf, you knit a cuff, you increase up to a particular number of stitches, and then you begin the pattern. Well, I just started there. I just cast on the number of stitches that you increase to, and then I did think about doing a provisional cast on so I could graft it at the end. I'm just going to seam it together. It's only for me. So yeah, I just started from that with that final stitch count and just began the pattern. So that's how long is that? Nearly 10 minutes talking about glasses and one project. Because these are my new prescription, I can't see the camera again, so I have to go like that to bring it into focus. Right, then I got distracted. By another replacement project. Why am I having so much trouble with that word? I pulled down the shortest day wrap that I was making with my mouses. I'm going to do it now. I've been asking all my friends to say, please say Mouse Witch Yarns, not Mouses Makes, and I nearly did it. What hope is there? Yes, with my Mouse Witch Yarns advent, I was knitting a shortest day wrap. I pulled that down. I wasn't wanting to knit on it. I was really bored. And I had an idea what I wanted to do, and I looked for a pattern that would help me achieve that, because it's not in a craft that I am particularly proficient in. So I cast on, if that's the right word, this yesterday. It is, as you can see, a crochet. I saw the pattern. It's a free pattern, and I thought, well, it's a free pattern, I'll download it and I'll have a look, and if it looks like I just can't, because I am very much a baby crocheter. I've been knitting more than half a century, but I've only been crocheting really for a couple of years, and I have to look everything up. But I didn't need to look any of these stitches up. I am better with, bizarrely, US terms than UK, and it is written in US terms. What's the pattern, you're all going? For goodness sake, woman. The pattern is the Rainbow Catherine Wheel blanket, and it is by Kirsten Ballering. It will be linked down below because I am not even going to try and say that word. Not even going to go there today. So I've discovered from yesterday's efforts that I can get, I'm going to hold it in half so you can see, I can get 2 stripes out of a 20 gram with a tiny bit left. That much left, which will go into my fake Battenberg blanket, my C2C Battenberg, and I'm holding it with, good morning, any chance of a coffee? He's got his earbuds in, he can't hear me. Any chance of a coffee? He's going back downstairs, that's a good sign. Yeah, I'm just holding it with an undyed. So, very pleased with that. That took me about 4 hours, but there weren't any stitches I had to look up. I feel very proud of myself. I feel a bit grown up today. So, I enjoyed it because it was different from just knitting round and round. The next colour, it won't be the next colour because obviously that's still day 1 and we're now on to day 14. But we'll look at day 14 for that project. Fast Yarns day 14 is, oh look, it's another yellow with green bits. I am sorry. If you don't like yellow and green, I am very sorry. I feel like I'm going to sneeze now. I think we're all right. So yes, I will be winding that up to go into this blanket. What's next? Let's do Ducky Darlings next. Ducky Darlings Advent is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory inspired. And I'm knitting the Calm and Joy Shawl by Tricot and Stitch. I made sure it was right. That is in the rotation for tomorrow. Be still, my beating heart. This is, oh! Well, that is perfect. And it's not that bright. That's making it look very neon. It's not neon at all. This is Blackcurrant Licorice. I hate licorice, but I love this. Oh. Right. Moonlight Fibre. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, I've just been distracted. I'm running a Zoom today and I opened it and no one was there. So I've muted everything, but someone's just popped up. So let me just tell her what I'm doing. Hang on. Morning, Karen. I'm just recording my vlog. I'll be with you in a minute. You can't hear a response because she's muted, but I can lip read. She said okay. Right, Moonlight Fibre. this is what I'm knitting the Morrison scarf in, not the cowl that I've just started, the scarf. Look at that. It's all the pretties today. Oh no, let me put that on there so I don't mix up what's what. Right, last but not least, today's project to work on is the Quadrophenia blanket from Kay Jones the Bakery Bears, and I'm knitting that with the Advent from Alex and Danny at My Yarny Corner. Yesterday I scored. Yesterday's colour was flamingo. That's 3 out of 13 I've got right. Elephant, parrot and flamingo. Flamingo? Let's see what today might be. I'll show you that in a minute. Right, my sweetie today looks like it might be another butterscotch. I think these are my favourite. I like the lemon sherbets. The chewy ones I give away. But I do like a butterscotch. And I'm pretty sure that is a butterscotch. Right, I'm going to show you today's. The reason I'm laughing is that I suspect you're going to know what I'm going to guess this is going to be. I'm trying not to say it. Let me try and think of something else. Owl. I'm going to say owl, but you all know I think it's goose. So, one day I might actually be right and it might actually be goose. Yesterday's, of course, although it was called flamingo, we all know that's just a name for a pink goose. So, I would have been right either way. Yeah. I'm going with owl today. Anyway, I've overrun my time. If I look like this, I can see that I've overrun my time. Karen is waiting for me. Coffee's on its way. I'm going to say bye-bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.